On the West Rand, Kagiso, where residents we've been watching much of today, smoke there in the sky once more as people continue to raid properties they say are either owned or occupied by illegal miners whom they've accused of crimes including rape. Ziniko Mhlaba joins us live once more. Ziniko, we're looking at that smoke billowing from that property. Tell us more about this specific spot and how far you've moved from where we started.
Okay, so Tembekile, this is the house. This is the third house. Remember, we went to 3 houses, so this is the third house. Remember, on the last time I was speaking to you, we were speaking about the fire, which was very much close to the actual property itself. So we left that property, and there was that fire that was burning outside the property, but still inside that yard. Remember that some couches and some bedding that was being burnt outside that property. So we left that property. We went to another house, which is about 5 meters away from the burning property. When we finished with this third house, let me just give you a sense of the house. We are just outside. So this is the house, which is not far from the burning house. So we left that house before it caught fire. When we were on this side, as committee members were raiding this particular property, we heard what seemed to be gunshots. However, we then realized that there was just some sounds that were coming out of the burning house property. So that house we warned the viewers about and also raised concern about in terms of its proximity to the actual burning material outside has actually caught fire, and it is the house that you see on your screen right now. Remember, we spoke about the issue of very little or no police visibility at all. Right now, a house is burning. There's no fire engine anywhere. There's no even a sign of a possible police vehicle that might make some calls to call for emergency services. So this house is likely going to burn down to the ashes unless maybe a miracle happens when we happen to find some emergency medical services or fire services. So this is the property. It's currently burning. There is no one inside, fortunately, and right now we don't know what else is being burned inside that property. So that's what's happening, Tembekile. This property is definitely going to burn down to ashes as things look at this moment.
Who is taking part in these raids, Ziniko? Are they well supported?
So it's what we've learned, and the people who've been engaging and actually taking us along as they are trying to raid these houses, from communicating with them, they are community members. So these are activists in the community. These are the female activists, people who are saying, you know what, I do a lot of work within terms of raising awareness about the services that are there for people who have been abused in one way or the other, in one form or the other. Then you have males who are saying, well, I used to work at Lindela and right now I'm just a community activist. So these are community members who have grouped themselves and actually mobilized themselves from hearing the language that they use. They call themselves conveners, protest conveners. So it seems as if there is some thinking that was made before embarking on this initiative. And right now, there are people who are actually leading these raids. There are people who are saying, guys, from this point, let's move to that point. From this point, let's move to that point. So right now, they're just caucusing and actually regrouping to monitor and just to come up with the next plan. However, I'm hearing that they might be wanting to go to the actual open spaces where they say there are holes that have not yet been closed. Remember, earlier on, we spoke to the mayor, and the mayor did promise that he would be making his way to this area. He's still not here yet. So we are not sure if he will still be coming this side. We'll try to give him a call just to alert him about the situation that's taking place this side. But so far, it's just committee members doing as they please. There's no police visibility. There's no local leadership in terms of a ward councillor or even a mayor themselves or members of a mayoral committee. So as far as government officials, whether from province, whether from the local sphere, no one is here. It's just committee members with us, members of the media.
Some of the community members, in fact, an elderly woman spoke directly to a delegation of provincial police management and said that the fear as night was approaching yesterday was that the illegal miners, who residents have told us are in fact sometimes armed to the teeth, could retaliate? How much of that fear is present today, that there could be backlash from some of the people whose properties or the places where they stay have today been set on fire?
We spoke to a female activist earlier on, actually, when we got this side. The first question I asked her, or the second question that I asked her, was in regards to the issues of safety. I did raise the fact that, well, it seems as if the people who you guys are chasing might be armed. Should you get to a situation where you encounter them, what is your plan as far as protecting yourself? And she told me she gave me a very emotional response. She said, well, we've lost a sense of fear. We've been abused enough. We've been terrorized enough. So let's rather take that risk and try to clean this community. So the issue of us being worried about being shot at, being worried about being stoned, does no longer exist. So that's the answer that particular lady gave me. I'm not sure if it's shared by the rest of female and also male activists who've been leading this protest. As you can see, this house now, the roof is about to collapse. As you can see, I'm not sure how far this house is going to burn to, but that's the situation. So to answer your question directly, Tembekile, I don't think there are any measures being put in place by these community members because they are carrying just wood sticks, which I can also carry myself. So there's no protective gear. They are not wearing any vest. They are not wearing any safety boots. Some of them are used.
Okay, we've lost that connection, haven't we? Apologies, but we did at least manage to get the bulk of what Ziniko Mhlaba, our correspondent, our reporter in the West Rand, or on the West Rand, had to say about the unfolding situation there.